That brown bottle in your medicine cabinet can make a dirty drain erupt with bubbles in seconds. It can reduce certain odors, expose hidden buildup, and help with a few small cleaning jobs. But it can also convince you that a blocked pipe has been fixed when nothing important has changed. Plumbers are not hiding a miracle chemical. What experienced plumbers understand is the difference between a dirty drain, a physical clog, a dry trap, and a failing sewer line. These 7 facts can save you from wasting product, damaging a repair, or turning a minor problem into a dangerous chemical mixture. The first thing is that fizzing does not mean a clog is dissolving. Household hydrogen peroxide is unstable. When it contacts certain enzymes, metals, and organic residue, it begins breaking down and releases oxygen. Those oxygen bubbles create the white foam that looks so powerful on camera, but a relatively clean metal drain can also accelerate the reaction, while a filthy drain may barely fizz if the peroxide bottle is old and is already weakened. The bubbles cannot tell you what is inside the pipe. They do not prove that mold, bacteria, insects, hair, or grease have disappeared. Pouring peroxide over a wad of hair may create a dramatic reaction around the surface while the same tangled obstruction remains locked beneath the stopper. The only useful test is what happens afterward. Does the water drain faster? Did physical debris come out? Did the odor stay away? If nothing measurable changes, the foam was chemistry, not proof of a repair. The second thing is that 3% is not the weak version you should improve. It is the ordinary household concentration intended for common home use. Stronger peroxide can cause serious burns and damage materials. Hair developer, industrial peroxide, and products marketed as food-grade peroxide do not belong in a household drain experiment. More concentration does not automatically mean more cleaning. It means more risk to skin, eyes, nearby surfaces, and anyone who later opens the plumbing. The third thing is the rule that prevents the most dangerous mistake. Never pour hydrogen peroxide into a drain containing another cleaner. That includes bleach, ammonia, vinegar, toilet cleaner, disinfectant, or commercial drain opener. Do not create a homemade sequence in which one product follows another because online bubbles looked impressive. The CDC advises against mixing, cleaning, and disinfecting products and specifically warns that peroxide and bleach can react violently. A drain trap holds liquid below the opening, which means yesterday's chemical may still be sitting where today's product will land. If you do not know what was poured into the drain, do not add peroxide. Follow the previous product's label, ventilate the room, and leave the experiment for another day. If mixing accidentally produces strong fumes, burning eyes, coughing, dizziness, or breathing difficulty, leave the area for fresh air and seek immediate expert help. Bigger reactions are not better cleaning. The fourth thing is that physical removal usually beats a bottle when the obstruction is hair, grease, or solid debris. Take out the stopper and inspect its underside. Bathroom hair catches soap and forms a wet rope just below the opening. A plastic drain tool can pull that mass out in one piece. A narrow brush can remove the dark film beneath the drain rim. Peroxide may react with exposed residue, but it cannot grab a hair bundle and lift it from the pipe. In a kitchen line, cooled fats can coat the walls and capture crumbs. Peroxide is not a magic grease solvent. Wipe cookware before washing it, keep cooking oil and coffee grounds out of the drain, and clean the strainer and disposal splash guard. If using a garbage disposal, switch it off and disconnect power before cleaning accessible components. Never place a hand inside. A deep grease restriction may require mechanical equipment rather than another household mixture. The fifth thing is that a sewer smell may have nothing to do with dirty pipe walls. Sinks, showers, and floor drains normally have a curved trap holding water. That water creates a barrier between the room and sewer gases. A drain in a guest bathroom, basement, or utility room may sit unused long enough for the trap water to evaporate. The smell appears, peroxide is poured in, and the odor briefly changes because liquid has refilled the trap, not because the peroxide removed a mysterious contamination. Test a rarely used drain with plain water first. If the smell disappears after the trap is refilled, dryness was likely the problem. Peroxide cannot repair a leaking trap, failed toilet seal, broken pipe, or blocked plumbing vent. If a sewage odor returns quickly, do not keep masking it. Persistent sewer gas deserves inspection, especially when it arrives with gurgling fixtures or slow drainage. The sixth thing concerns the tiny fuzzy insects sitting beside a sink or shower. Drain flies lay eggs in moist gelatinous organic material lining drains. Their larvae feed in that film. A peroxide rinse may contact some exposed organisms, but killing a few insects without removing their breeding material allows the infestation to return. University Extension Guidance recommends removing the source by scrubbing the pipe and trap with a stiff brush or using a properly labeled biological or enzyme drain product. To locate the active drain, place clear tape loosely across part of the opening overnight with the sticky side facing downward. Do not seal the entire drain. If fuzzy flies collect on the tape, you have evidence of a breeding source. Clean the stopper, overflow opening, drain rim, and accessible pipe surfaces. If flies continue after every reachable drain is cleaned, inspect wet mop areas, condensate pans, garbage containers, sump locations, and possible plumbing leaks. The seventh thing is knowing when hydrogen peroxide should stay in the cabinet. One slow sink usually points toward a local stopper, trap, or branch line problem. Several fixtures slowing or backing up together can indicate a larger sewer restriction. A toilet that gurgles when the washing machine drains, water rising in a shower when another fixture runs, or sewage appearing through a floor drain are warnings that the shared line may be blocked. At that point, stop using water. Do not run the dishwasher, washing machine, shower, or repeated toilet flushes to test the problem. Each gallon can become another gallon backing into the house. Peroxide cannot dissolve tree roots, retrieve a foreign object, realign a broken pipe, or open a collapsed sewer lateral. A plumber or local sewer authority may need to locate the obstruction and determine whether it sits on private property or in the public system. It should not become a nightly ritual for every fixture. Repeatedly pouring products into clean pipes wastes money and increases exposure without fixing the habits that create buildup. Remove hair before it enters the line. Keep grease, wipes, food waste, and fibrous material out. Refill rarely used traps with water. Clean accessible surfaces before residue becomes thick. Prevention is quieter than fizzing, but it is far more effective. The real secret is not that plumbers fear a $1 bottle. Used carefully, it is a minor cleaner, not a replacement for diagnosis, removal, or real repair. It is that the bottle solves a much narrower problem than viral videos suggest. Hydrogen peroxide can react with exposed organic residue, create oxygen bubbles, and assist with minor odor control. It cannot diagnose the drain, remove every obstruction, or repair plumbing. Once you identify whether the problem is residue, hair, grease, missing trap water, drain fly film, or a mainline backup, the correct solution becomes obvious and the bubbles stop distracting you from what the pipe is actually telling you.